I read 100 books in the last year, and these are my top 10 S tier books that I'd say are really good for people who are new to reading or just want to start with some book. They're all short, they're all punchy, and they've all impacted my life significantly. So let's get into it. Number one, and I haven't ordered these from best to worst, but they're all random. And I tried to have a few from different genres. So number one is Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. This book is will teach you all about sort of meaning, happiness, what it means to, I guess, be grateful. And it's basically about a psychologist who survived the concentration camps in World War II and shares his story of how meaning correlates with survival. Number two, Happy Mind, Happy Life by Rangan Chatterjee. So I thought it would be just like any other self-help book. But when you flick through the chapters, he actually presents a lot of new ideas here. And I really enjoyed this book. I recommended it to a friend already. And I'm definitely going to read more of Dr. Rangan's stuff in the future. Number three, Poor Charlie's Almanac doubles down as both a finance book and a psychology book. So it's catered to my interests. But I think there's so much wisdom in the likes of Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett. And Poor Charlie's Almanac was a really cool way of addressing the concept of mental models and how multidisciplinary learning can be helpful, whatever you do. Number four, Psychology of Money. Again, there's a theme of psychology here, but this one changes the way you look about money, about risk, and it's very practical as well. And everyone who I've read loves this book and raves about it. Very short, very easy to read. Number five, $100 Million Offers by Alex Hormozi. Very short, again, practical. I think Alex Hormozi's got a lot of wisdom and, again, very life-changing in the sense that basically produce the best quality product that you can and deliver, under promise and over deliver. And I think this was a great book for me to help with my own tutoring. Number six is probably the most controversial one on this list because I wouldn't recommend this to anyone because it's about twice as long as all the other books, given it's about 500 pages. But Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky is a great piece of fiction. There's shorter places to start, like 1984 or Brave New World for new readers. But I think once you've been reading a while and if you're into a bit more complex psychological thought, Crime and Punishment is a really interesting book to try out. Number seven, Seven Brief Lessons in Physics. This is so underrated. This is such a good book. It's basically like 80 pages long, but it makes physics seem super interesting and it illustrates really complicated concepts in very simple language. I highly recommend anyone who's remotely interested in understanding the world and universe we live in to check out this book because you can read it in less than an hour. Number eight, Atomic Habits. Again, it's so hyped up by everyone, but for good reason. It's very practical, it's fun, it's easy to read, and it will change your life. And I think that's Atomic Habits and Psychology of Money are probably the two most common places to start from this list. Number nine, Diary of a CEO. Number one, it's a great podcast. Number two, it is a banging book. So Stephen Bartlett's done a great job basically going through 33 different laws, and it sort of doubles down with a bit of psychology, a bit of his marketing experience, but it's very personal and very interesting to read. Again, that's something you can read in a day. Number 10, obviously, this is one I was trying to toss up between other things, but I've gone with The Courage to Be Disliked. I think just the title alone has helped me to do lots of things. And, you know, you can sort of live in your own box, go under the radar, but at some stage, it's helpful to have this courage to be disliked. And it really goes into the psychology of Adler and contrast that with Freud and Jung. And I thought it was a really interesting perspective. And I know lots of people who have recommended this book on other YouTube channels. And so I reckon that's quite a good one to read. Honorable mentions. These are a few that I really enjoyed, but I couldn't fit in my top 10. Unreasonable Hospitality, a great book if you're interested or if you work in sort of the food and services industry, will change your perspective on giving. And I think entrepreneurs should read that as well. Ikigai, Japanese book about the philosophy of life, super simple, super interesting. And I think just the simplicity of the approach will fill you with gratitude. Just get the basics right and you can have an amazing life. And I think anything by Robert Greene is very, very interesting. Mastery is great. Laws of Human Nature is great. 48 Laws of Power is great. But I think Mastery is the one that really inspires you and says, and like, if you're someone who has maybe fallen away from their passions or doesn't have as many passions now in life as you used to, I think this is a great book. Again, it's a bit on the longer side. But hopefully, these list of 10, just pick one that appeals to you. I'm sort of heavy on the psychology and finance side, but pick one short book, even if it's not one of these, something that interests you, and just start anywhere and start reading. I was never a big reader until I just discovered that you get all this wisdom from people who have done basically everything in life, and you get it just from your local library. To actually, if I wanted to speak with all of these authors about their journeys, would be impossible or cost me like millions and millions of dollars. But we've got all this wisdom in all these books that you can then apply to your own life. And yeah, some books are a waste of time. Some books are no good. They're really simple, but some books will change your life as well. And I think once you've encountered one of those, then you'll keep on the train of just reading, reading, reading. For me, I know that there's a bunch of CEOs and really busy people who still find time to read. So that meant that there's no excuses that I could find to not fit reading into my schedule. Hopefully this was helpful, and I look forward to sharing more with you in the future.